Here now is John Bolton, former U.S. ambassador to the UN and a Fox News contributor. Ambassador, great to see you. So this is the argument I keep hearing on the other side. They say, we don't have to get rid of this deal. We can add on top of it that what we really need is the ability to do the inspections. You remember President Obama told us there was going to be anytime, anywhere inspections, and apparently that was a bit of an untruth. And they say you could also pile on some sort of a missile inspection program that if you abandon the whole thing entirely, then you'll lose all of Europe, and that would be the way to handle it. What do you think of that approach?
Yeah, well, I'm sure that the tooth fairy is going to come and get better inspections inside Iran. After 2 years of Obama administration negotiations, they couldn't get it. It's not going to happen. I really think the president's advisors have put him in a bad place. I think this everything that's reported will be a mistake to decertify under this misbegotten Corker-Cardin legislation, but stay in the deal when this is announced tomorrow. What will be the difference on Saturday from where we are today? Nothing. The deal is in place, and as long as it's in place, it empowers Iran to get nuclear weapons. This is not something that can be fixed by tinkering around the edges of the deal. The core provisions of the deal that allow Iran to continue any uranium enrichment are fundamentally flawed. And the only way to break out is to get out of the deal. The Europeans aren't going to like it. Of course they're not going to like it. Obama and the Iranians planned it to put golden handcuffs on the Europeans. More trade, more investment that does what? Strengthen Iran. Another reason to break the deal.
Yeah. I had a feeling you were going to say something like that. What are the other options at this point? I mean, people always bring up when Israel struck back in 1981, and you have to think that if we look at a map of where the reactors were and where we think they might be now, we have some nice graphics for you there. I mean, is it possible to do something like this? Could Israel act on its own? I mean, what are some of the other options out there?
No, I think Israel could easily do this and probably should have about 10 years ago. What worries me more than anything else is that Iran and North Korea have moved beyond their 20-year cooperation on ballistic missiles and are cooperating on the nuclear side of this, and that a fair amount of Iran's nuclear activities are buried under a mountain in North Korea. The Europeans, frankly, are not the biggest problem here. I think Russia and China are problems as well. They don't see Iran's nuclear capability as a problem for them. They see it as a problem for us. And I think they're going to continue to trade and assist Iran, whether this deal stays in place or not. I think it's delusional to think that Iran is going to adhere to this deal or another deal that might be put in place. They haven't been adhering to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which bars them from acquiring nuclear weapons, for over 30 years. So why should we think that yet another piece of paper is going to make a difference?
No, and I don't think the tooth fairy is going to come help out either.